So good morning, everyone. We're here to present about our MAX app, or Maximizing Aerobic Exercise app. My name is Michelle. I'm a physiotherapist, and I'm joined by our two programmers, Felipe and Ritam from ECE. So the motivation for this app really comes from my experience in stroke rehabilitation. 70% of the individuals who are diagnosed with stroke each year do go on to develop poor cardiovascular fitness, which has further health consequences. Thankfully, aerobic exercise is a safe and effective way to improve cardiovascular fitness. However, despite most stroke survivors engaging in aerobic exercise while they're in rehab, once they are discharged to the community, they end up having a difficult time engaging and sustaining in meaningful aerobic exercise. So this is where our app is stepping in by helping stroke survivors exercise at the right intensity for the right amount of time, by providing personalized feedback about their heart rate when they're exercising, as well as providing additional motivation and guidance to really maximize the health benefits from aerobic exercise. So we're going to show you what our app can do. And for this demo, I'll be a physiotherapist and Felipe will be a stroke patient. Right. Okay. All right, so Felipe, it's your last day in stroke rehabilitation. You've made some really great progress, but I'm a little concerned that you'll have a difficult time sustaining that aerobics exercise when you're in the community. I talked to you about the MAX app, which I helped develop. Were you able to download it and make a profile?
Yeah, so I've downloaded it, created my profile, and I have it right here, right now on my phone. And I have also acquired the heart rate monitor that you've recommended.
Awesome, let's give it a try then.
Okay, let me just open the app here. And there we go. So I see it launches in this dashboard screen, but I have done already some exploration, and I saw here in the settings screen that the app has predefined a maximum and minimum heart rate range for me. And I wonder if those numbers are correct.
Yeah, so the app actually has a built-in heart rate calculator for your heart rate based on your age as well as best practice recommendations. But since I did an exercise test with you, we'll actually make it more personalized to your heart rate range. So if you don't mind setting your maximum heart rate to 145 and your minimum to 140.
All right, I have also come here before in the features page, and I've enabled the weekly reminder and the sound alert. Is that okay?
That's great. Why don't we start a session?
All right, so I'll start it now. And oh, I hear this beep. I understand that this is the sound alert that I configured in the last page, and it's telling me that I should start exercising a little bit harder. Okay, so heart rate is going up. And yeah, I think I got the hang of it. So I'll end this session now.
Yeah, so what you should be able to see as well is when you do get to your target heart rate range, the app will change to a green color. But once you've done with the session, you'll be able to get this session summary, and you can see the time that you've exercised for, as well as the target time you spent in that right zone. And that's what really you want to maximize to really gain the benefits from aerobic exercise. Why don't we have a look at the log as well?
All right.
Here, you'll be able to see your workouts very quickly and approximately how much time you've been spending in that target heart rate zone. Don't worry, we'll be able to do that a little bit later. And for added motivation, we can go to the badges.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. So I see I've unlocked already the first one, which is for completing my first session. And wow, it looks like there are a bunch of others here. So Michelle, I have my commitment. I'll unlock all of them. And once I do, I'll send you a message. Okay?
That'll be great.
Right. So here in the log screen, I also saw that there's this share button. Is this like social media sharing?
Mm-hmm. So you can actually share your progress with your friends and family to keep you even more accountable.
Oh, wow. This is great. Thank you, Michelle.
So actually, Felipe, I've been using this app myself. Do you mind if I show you a few other features?
Oh, yeah, I would love to see them, please.
Okay, let me just show you on my phone. Okay, so once you've exercised for a few sessions, the app will actually be providing you with progression tips that will pop up as this bell notification. So these tips will help progress you until you reach the recommended 90 minutes of exercise in that target heart rate zone per week. For tracking your progress even more, you can also go to the log and then tap on this calendar here to focus on specific weeks that you might be wanting to look at for your progress. That's what I really wanted to show you with the app, Felipe. Do you have any questions for us?
No, not about how to use the app. I think that's pretty clear. Thank you. But I know you were involved in making this app, and I'm super curious about app development. So can you tell me a little bit about the process?
You know what, Felipe? It might be a good idea to bring in my friend Ritam, who actually helped develop this app with me.
Hey, hi Michelle, how are you doing?
I'm good. Hey, Ritam, I'm here with a stroke patient, Felipe, and he wanted to learn more about the Max app.
Oh, hey, hi Felipe. So I
Hi.
will tell you more about the Max app software structure. So as you can see in the screen, this is a high-level block diagram of the Max app software structure. So as you already saw, in the user settings, you can set your user preferences. Based on these preferences and the data pulled from the heart rate monitor, and alert blocks gives you alert during your sessions. After you end the session, this data is sent to the data statistics from where you get the progressions, tips, and you also see the logs. If you perform well, you get rewards in form of badges. And based on your feature settings, you can get reminders and sensorial feedback, which is in our case sound. And also all the data is being stored in centralized data storage. So you can change your phone and just log into your account and you will get your data there.
Oh, that's great. And it's quite an achievement. Thank you. Now, I wonder, you must have learned a lot during the process of making this app. Can you tell me a little bit about it too?
Sure. So we learned a lot. So one of the most important learnings during the process was that we should always test our application in different Android version, which the client wants to support. Also, we have to engage with the stakeholders pretty early in the process just to be sure about the specifications and the features. We should be clear about that. Transparency is really important. So as programmers, we should be transparent about which features are doable and which are not doable in the given timeline.
Just to add to that, it was really important for us to use an incremental development process, figuring out what our minimum viable product was, and then what meaningful features we would add to that at each increment. Overall, throughout this experience, it was really valuable for us to have effective group communication so that we would be open to everyone's ideas, expertise, and experiences, and really make it a collaborative process. Felipe, we're actually a little bit interested in some feedback from you about the app.
Oh yeah, I do have some ideas for the app. The main one being, I would really love to see Max expanded into a platform that helps connect me, the patient, with you, the physiotherapist, so that you can see my progress and give me feedback, as well as allowing me to also ask questions to you. And then closing this feedback loop, that would be so amazing.
I think that's a really great idea, Felipe, and that's definitely something we can work on in the future. Thank you so much for your feedback and good luck with your progress.
Thank you. And thank you too, Ritam.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. We are open for questions now.
All right, thank you very much. Can you stop that sharing? Yeah, well done. That's a great, a wonderful presentation. You're the first group I've ever seen that takes the idea of a narrative and builds it into the entire presentation. It worked fine. Usually it's for the demo, but it worked very well. So that was great to see. I just have a couple of questions. The share button, which seems important in this world of motivating people to do what they need to do. What does the share button actually share? You didn't show that, but I was curious.
So it shares that chart. It it shares it as an image, as a JPEG, to any social media you want.
The chart that says how much time that you spend in the right range and out the right range?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that bar chart.
I see.
And then it also comes with a predefined message saying, look at the progress I've been making with the app, with the Max app from dates A to B.
That's cool. And you could share to all those things because there's a standard way to share. You just fire the image and it just goes to whichever one you select.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Through technically saying Android intent. So any social media that can handle a JPEG image being shared appears there as an option for you.
Oh, fantastic. It's nice to see that. Tons of great features, really nicely put together, really well presented, very clear. The structure was very clear and the learnings were specific. I had one question on the learnings. you said that there is a need to go back and forth with specialists, I guess, on some things to make sure that the specifications are clear. Could you give an example of something that wasn't clear and then became clear?
I guess I could talk a little bit about it from my experience as well. I think I'm so used to speaking with people who are coming from my own experience that it was really great to get the feedback from Felipe and Ritam whenever I was outlining a feature, and they were very much trying to get to what the real specifications were. So for the progression itself, we really had to go through it. What were the ranges for when a particular message would come up? What were the kind of key things that the app would be looking for to actually send that progression? And so we had to really write it out as a group very specifically, and no ambiguity in that.
We wanted like exact, like specific conditions, like what conditions should prompt that notification bell or something like that. Like
Right.
we needed a lot of discussions in these kind of features, for
And I
these
guess,
kind of features.
is it correct to say, Michelle and Ritam, that you were translating Michelle's instincts as a therapist? It's maybe time to say this, maybe time to say that, to something that had to be numerically precise that you could program. Is that what's,
Exactly that.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I think Dan and I were trying to capture those notions in the new versions of assignment 3 and 4. So that's a great example. We should use that actually, Dan, next time. So wonderful. Dan, any questions?
No questions. Fantastic job, guys. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, same for me. No questions. Your UI looks really good, so good job on that. And the whole narrative was well done, so good job.
Thank you.